07 Commanders. This time around, we're going to talk about the Bombshell that Frontier Developments has just dropped about the next patch coming out on the 28th of May. It'll be patch 18.06. We're going to get into some of my thoughts about what that means or doesn't mean, and we're going to do that post haste. All right, Commanders. Wow, we got some stuff going on here today. Let me see if we can get that just a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go through these patch notes. They have not happened yet. They won't happen until May 28th, so that's next Tuesday, right? After that Tuesday morning update. So the release schedule, they have everything going on here. They got a release schedule of 8 a.m. This is UK time. They'll go offline. They'll come back up at noon on the same day. So that's about 6 a.m. my time, 12 p.m. UK time. Okay, so here's an important change. The war contribution and bounty changes. Whilst numerous gameplay options are available to contribute to the war effort, certain gameplay loops have proven more efficient than others, with scout sampling a clear outlier. Now, I did a video about this not too long ago. It's like, why are we sampling all this skin off of Thargoids? That's disgusting. But people poo-pooed me on that. They're like, put. And I was like, nah, I don't think it's right. And sure enough, it's not. So to ensure that all types of gameplay are impactful on the war, every gameplay action has been reviewed. You just got to watch some videos for that. You didn't really have to review it. We could have showed you that in 5 seconds. Combat, in particular, should now be much more viable way to beat back the Thargoid threat. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, we want to beat back that threat hardcore. To ensure, and we'd already ensured that, war contribution values have been rebalanced for all actions, and the following actions have received significant boosts. Let's see. The list is as follows. All combat actions, e.g. destroying interceptors and anti-Xeno combat zones, which are fun. They're pretty good. Hunting Orthrus and alert systems, pretty good. Spire sabotage actions, don't like that one. All mission types, all rescue operations. Now, some of the combat bonds have been adjusted to the following. All right. Thargoid ships. We got the Cyclops is 6.5. Was 6.5 million. Now it's going up to 8 million. Okay. A Basilisk was 20 million. Now it's 24 million. Okay. Medusa, 34 million, going up to 40 million. Now that's pretty significant. I think that's what it used to be, but now it's back. Yay. A Hydra, 50 million, is going up to 60 million. 60 million for a Hydra. Now, of course, you guys got to remember, to kill a Hydra, if you're solo, you better have a month of Sundays handy, because those things take a long time to solo. Now, if you got friends, not so bad, maybe 30 minutes. Maybe less. Depends on how good your pilots are. Orthrus. This is the big one, boys. If you didn't listen to me before, I warned you that it wasn't going to stay this way. Orthrus is going down from 40 million to 15 million. Now, on the upside of that, if Orthrus are easy enough to find, that's not horrible. And at Spire sites, they're readily available. Okay, so 15 million per Orthrus. Although it sounds terrible, 40 million was way overpaid. Now, when Orthrus first came out, they were only able to be found in alert systems in a non-human signal source, class 4. Basically, unless you were like some kind of like clairvoyant or you went digging all over the internet, you weren't going to find these things, okay? And you had to go in a group, and it was terrible. They had it was so messed up at the beginning. Like, I wouldn't even do it because I tried for like 6 hours one day to find one, and I couldn't even find one. And I don't remember what the pay was at the time, but I think that the pay has gone up on that. It is back down now to 15 million per Orthrus. So that will impact time as far as collecting money, but it's still, if you're at a Spire site and it's open, it's going to still be a duck hunt or a skeet shoot or whatever you want to call it. System difficulty changes. Previously, system difficulty became exponentially higher the closer a system is to a Titan. So systems very close to Titans could be extremely challenging to take. Okay. This often made it very difficult to weaken the Titan to a highly vulnerable state by taking those last controlled systems, which I think is the case that's going on right now with Haddad. We weren't able to take all the systems, but we were able to take enough to force it to be vulnerable. So they're saying that this change aims to ensure that system difficulty remains consistent, and additionally that all systems can be contested without Spire assistance or stockpiling samples. God, that's amazing. Now, I don't know how that's going to work out in gameplay. We'll have to wait until the AXI guys put out a report, but wow, okay. It sounds good on paper. We'll see how it goes next week. System difficulty is now linear with respect to the distance from a Titan. All system scores have been rebalanced using the new war contribution values. This probably has something to do with the little mistake they made the other day. They might have turned something on a little early. They're definitely, in my view of what's going on, they're definitely trying to make it so that we can complete the war before everybody drops dead. Okay, it's getting stagnant. It's getting boring, right? Well, this is our fourth Titan now, and if we don't get in there and do the business now, soon, it's gonna just like by the last Titan, everybody's gonna be like, yeah, whatever, just leave it. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Could be wrong, but that's hardly ever going to be a thing. This is a beautiful, beautiful picture of a Spire site. I have some similar. Now, Spires are highly valuable tools to be used against the Thargoids. Each war effort action within a Spire system also has an effect on the 10 systems furthest away from the associated Titan. This is called spread pushback. Now, this part, I'll be honest, I don't really understand exactly how that works. I'd have to see if I can get one of the AXI guys to, come and geek-explain it to me. All right, significant changes have been made to enable new strategies via more dynamic spread pushback mechanics. Okay. Spread pushback targeting is now dynamic. For example, if any of the furthest 10 systems hit 100%, the Titan will now start to affect the 11th system, then the 12th, and so on without waiting for the Thursday tick. Okay? Now, I don't exactly understand what that means, but it sounds like they're gonna try to push us further away and make us fight further away from the Titan, which may or may not work. I don't know. We'll see. Previous spread pushback would only apply to systems under 85% progress. So they've lifted that restriction from the Titans. Spread pushback is now treated as an 85% pushback allocation per system. Again, I'm totally not sure what that means, but if you do, please feel free to leave a comment below right after you like and subscribe to this channel. Let's see, the hard cap at 85% progress no longer applies. For example, a system could already be at 15% via in-system activity. The remaining 85% could be completed by the spread pushback. Okay, sounds amazing. Can't wait to see the report on that. All contributions within a Spire system have been returned. All contributions within a Spire system have been returned. Okay. Fully taking a Spire system will always result in spread pushback to the equivalent 85% of 10 systems. Okay. Again, I'm not kind of fuzzy on this, but just bear with me, guys. I'm doing the best I can here. Activity after a Spire system has hit 100% will not result in additional spread pushback. Spread pushback no longer applies to the Spire system itself, okay? So basically we're going to have to defeat the Spires individually, I guess. Spire systems no longer regenerate on each weekly tick. Now, I'm not sure if that means they'll shut down sooner or what, but we'll find out soon. And then here we're going to get into some more interesting things. Not a lot of people that I know do these systems because it's hard to figure out, like, you know, how you get missions and all that stuff is very unclear in these systems, what we're supposed to do. How we're supposed to manage them. Now, in the old days, people would say, oh, just go to an alert system and you'll get missions. But, you know, who does that? They needed to make it a little bit easier to pick up missions in these areas, whether it's some sort of a satellite station that we can go to or some sort of an AX station that we can go to where we can get missions in these systems. That would be great. And obviously the satellite stations would go away, you know, kind of like a rescue ship kind of thing, and then they would just go away after the system's been taken care of or whatever needs to happen. Counter-Strike systems offer a variety of gameplay options to fight the Thargoids. To better synergize with Spire mechanics, improvements to the Counter-Strike markings have been made. Counter-Strike system markings has been partially reworked. The 10 furthest controlled systems from a Titan are now marked as Counter-Strike regardless of direction. Okay. So I guess anywhere within whatever. It's all the way around the Titan. So it won't be like, you know, they used to push everything like to the wherever they considered the front line of the war, like, you know, where you come into the bubble or whatever. That was like their front line, and you had to kind of go there, and everything was right there. Maybe they're just making it now to where it goes all the way around the Titan. Not sure, just speculating. The above changes are in addition to existing Counter-Strike marking system, which remains in place. Additionally, anti-Xeno combat zones now spawn in all Thargoid-controlled systems. This is a good one, actually. So Xeno combat zones are you know, kind of interesting. They don't usually have repair, but you can get in there, and if you fly cautiously, you can stay in there for quite a long time. The thing is when those combat zones, if they have other pilots like the AX pilots, the AI pilots in there with you, especially if you're in solo, it's not so bad because they take care of some of the work, right? And a combat zone for Xeno is the same as a combat zone for human. You fly into the system. Once you get about 9 kilometers out, you get a thing like which side are you on or whatever. I don't know if they'll do that part. They'll just probably say, hey, welcome to the party, Commander, you know, we are glad to have you on the team, you know, whatever. And then you go and you fight alongside the AI, which is usually fine as long as the AI doesn't get completely wiped out and you're the only one left in the system. That part, I'm hoping that they dealt with that part, because you need to continually have reinforcements, especially depending on your skill level as a pilot. You're not going to be able to go in there with a 6-shard Anaconda and just beat down the entire system. You'll be able to kill Cyclops, okay, but you're still going to have to work the hearts. In a CZ, in a combat zone, you have to work the hearts. They don't have that little trick where in space it's not so easy to trick the Cyclops into getting dead fast. And every time you do that, then when you do kill more Cyclops, then more other big ones come in, like Medusas or Basilisks or all these other ones. So you got to keep that in mind when you're doing this stuff. And we can do some of those maybe soon. These changes only apply to the Titan with the fewest controlled systems. So basically, they're kind of lining up for us which ones we should do next. Like we should do the next Titan with the fewest controlled systems, and then we'll get all these perks. Okay, that's what I believe that this is saying. In the event two Titans have the same number of control systems, both will follow this new rule set. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. That's interesting. So technically, you can attack multiple systems at a time. It's just that because our group's not large enough, we all kind of go, we kind of make a consensus. I don't make it. I just listen to whatever they say because those guys are way smarter than I am. So they do that, and then we just, my team, me and my other account and my two friends that I have, we go and I tell them where we're going and then they go there. That's how that works. Vulnerability changes. Previously, Titan vulnerability operated on a curve. The less systems a Titan controlled, the more damage it would take from the players hitting the core. Titan vulnerability has been reworked to a two-phase system. It will now always be clear when a Titan has been made vulnerable and therefore ready for final assault. I dig it. Good job, FDev. I don't know what that even means exactly, but I'm totally down with it. I like information. I like to know exactly when it's been vulnerable, and you can see, and hopefully they'll fix that little map thing so it always comes up, when you look at the Thargoid War map and then you go down to the Titan, there's supposed to be a little graph with a little circle with the shows the hearts, all that stuff, and it tells you little information. If that always works, I would be just thrilled. Okay? And that may be what they're talking about. Titan vulnerability is a two-tier system. Thank you. At 3 controlled systems or below, the Titan will be vulnerable to attack. At 4 or above controlled systems, the Titan will take almost no damage from attacks. It's kind of sort of how that is now, but that's great. That's fine. We don't care. We just want to be able to kill it when it's time to kill it. Okay? Inbox messages and the galaxy map have been adjusted to this new system. That's sweet. That means you'll get messages in your inbox when certain things are going on probably near you, right? So if you're near a Titan and there's some activity and stuff, you get an email and it tells you something's going on. That's another good change. Rules for obtaining Titan rewards are unchanged. So the rules, if you don't know what they are, you got to get 2 million in combat bonds from attacking the core of a Titan. Okay, now I have a gazillion videos if you want to watch one. I just did one this morning where I did one with the pre-built AX Alliance Chieftain ship. You can check it out. You can do it in that ship. However, it's not going to be the best time of your life. Okay. These changes will enable you to develop new stratagems. Oh, they're using Helldivers words. I see that. New stratagems in defeating the Thargoid threat. And be assured that every action is contributing to the war effort. Yes, I do like that. We will be closely monitoring the results of these changes and will make further adjustments as required. Okay, that's what they always do. The testing phase in Elite Dangerous now is us. They throw it in there and they see what we do with it. It'll take about 15 minutes for the AXI team to figure out what to do, and then we just go do it, and we'll see if it's any better. We will 5 Titans still remain active and a threat to the galaxy. If you have yet to engage the Thargoids, then now is the time to join in the fight. Jump in now with the AX Combat Jumpstart Alliance Chieftain. There you go, guys. Sales pitch right at the end. So there's some issues that they know of. Fix an issue where context menus were not working with the HOTUS. Okay. Fix the soft lock that would occur when being teleported to carrier seats from a teammate's hangar, but not aboard their ship. Okay. Well, those are great. Those are amazing. I'm really, really thankful that they got rid of the, some of this garbage that's in there, and hopefully, like I said, in the conflict, in the pushback systems, what we were just looking at, that we can, or the Counter Strike, I guess they call it, that those, I hope those are easier to figure out, like what to do. I don't do ground stuff very much, so I don't really subscribe to, doing those. I know they're there. We've never needed them. AXI never reports them for any reason. They don't say, hey, here's some ground ones you guys can do. No, nobody cares about that. Not in the group I hang out with. AXI is a pretty big group, so if they don't care, then I'm almost positive nobody else does either. Now, rescue missions and all that stuff, I've tried them a few times. I'm not a big fan of those. The biggest problem with them, and it wasn't mentioned in this document, but the biggest problem with them is the payback. The payout was just terrible. I also think they still need to move the loot tables for the hardened whatevers and the core chip thingies that you get from Spire sites and the hardened material that you get off of Titans. Move that to a dead Titan so that people can build their, have better access to be able to build their old Guardian tech so that it can work in Titan combat. Now, this is a little bit confusing, but you can actually use the newer Titan or the newer Guardian tech in most areas except for the Spire sites. Is a little bit of a problem because of the Orthrus. The Orthrus, every time they do a pulse burst or whatever, it chews up your AX stuff really fast, okay? Now, on a Titan, the Titan has a field around it. So if you even come in there with your AX weapons, they'll melt. Immediately, everything will shut off. So you don't want Guardian Tech at a Titan, but you can take Guardian Tech, either new or old, to the Spire site, and you can only use the old Guardian tech at a Titan. However, getting the materials for that is almost next to impossible unless you're a really good pilot, okay? And even I struggle with it, and I'm not a really good pilot, but I'm better than a lot of people, okay? I'm above average, I'm gonna say, just keeping it real. All right. So I'm hoping that they'll address that as well. Maybe they did. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Titan Hadad is under attack right now. If you haven't gotten in there yet, please feel free to go ahead and watch some of my other videos, and like and subscribe to those as well. And then you can find out more information. I do have a full video that I did this morning. It's about an hour long that and you don't have to watch the whole thing, but it is funny because it's me, and you can check it out. If you have any questions or concerns, Commanders, please leave them in the comments below. 07, we'll talk to you next time.